Welcome to our channel, Azul Unlimited, where we teach all things scuba diving. My name is Sarah, and today we have a very special video because Aitor is here.
Hello guys, I'm back.
Yay! So we're doing a fun video today. If you've been around for a while, you've probably seen our dive accidents videos. If you haven't, I'll link those in the description below. So we're gonna do some more dive accident reviews and reactions, I guess you would call this.
Yeah, because I have no idea what's going on today. Haven't seen any of the videos, so we'll see how we react.
So let's get into video number one. Oh, now you can see all of my tabs. It's very scary. Okay.
Well, I can have more than you. Way more than you.
Okay, regulator hose.
Okay, let's see. The regulator hose blows. How deep are they?
It says emergency ascent from 85 feet. That's a deep dive.
Yeah. I don't know if no, it's a bunch of bubbles. Nobody's coming up.
Split fins. How we love the split fin.
Yeah, thank God for those split fins.
That was fun.
What's up, future divers? In this video, we are going to be
That's
talking
me.
about the PADI Open Water Diver course.
I hate hearing my voice. I never rewatch my videos. What I noticed in this was when he was down there, it didn't look like there was any current.
No.
You know, the bubbles were just going up. It was super calm. Like, to me, when his hose just burst, right? He sort of had he had a moment of panic, and he separated himself even further from the group because he wasn't that far away when it eventually burst, you know?
No, I mean, the group wasn't too far from him. I think was closer than the surface. Because
Yeah.
if he ascended from 85 feet, like 20 meters, 25 meters, I think the group was way closer and with no current just to reach out to them.
I wonder if he felt like he couldn't reach them because once he chose that he made the decision to make an ascent, he was a bit further away. I wonder if he just thought that he didn't have the time or the power to get to them.
Maybe because he was using split fins.
Probably.
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 No, but yeah, another thing is how fast you lose air when a low pressure hose bursts. I mean, it's fast, but it's not that fast. You have at least a couple of minutes. I mean, depending how much air you have left on the tank.
Right.
But I think he has enough time to reach out the body, so at least to signal them.
What would cause that to happen?
For maintenance, but I mean, it's more than the maintenance. Is sometimes how you manipulate the equipment. If you lift the tanks, for example, from the water back to the boat and you pull it out from the hoses and they get bent, on the union with the connections, sometimes they get soft and kind of, yeah.
Yeah, they just find that weak point and the pressure just blows it up. Yeah.
You have those kind of protectors that cover the hose. I like them as long as you pull it out to wash it and do maintenance or check how is the condition under that protection, because sometimes it gets rusty, salty, and damaged. It's a good idea. I know you hate or we hate the noise makers or that kind of things, but something to make noise underwater and call your body's attention will be a good idea while diving.
Yeah, I mean, we always tease about that, making way too much noise underwater, but having something in general is a safety tool.
Yeah.
So that probably could have helped him not make that ascent. I mean, in the big scheme of things, he did do it rather safe. It seems in control for the most part, but I mean, going up from that depth is still, especially like not knowing how long they've been down there, it is definitely questionable. And if something were to happen like that, he would want to go onto the boat and get on oxygen.
Yeah, I mean, he did kind of the right thing. Like, I don't know, he performed an assist or control ascent up to the surface, but the problem is the depth is way, way deep. So I mean, a DCI is another potential risk of ascending that fast from that deep. There's a video somewhere in YouTube, we can search for it, about how fast you lose air depending on which hose explode in real time. So showing the gauge. I think the faster was the regulator free flowing, faster than a high pressure hose.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I would not have guessed that. Let's see here. Let's go to uncontrolled ascent, but for a different reason.
Okay.
I'm focusing on ascents. Oh, wait. I'm sharing my screen. Never mind. Ignore that. I don't know what I'm doing. You would think with how many hours I spend in Zoom every single week that I would be a Zoom master, and I am not. Truly. Okay, so runaway ascent, lost weight belt. We're getting to it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, who play like that? Wow.
I feel bad laughing.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was scary.
Bye. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That whole scenario was something that every single one of our rescue and dive master students has practiced and has pretended being the victim in that way. Like that was textbook lost weight scenario. And but I mean, it was like to a T, like perfect. I mean, he was head down, kicking, trying to stay down with the group. I mean, it was, and constantly floating back up and then kicking back down. It's exactly what happens.
I mean, I think the guy that saw the problem and went to rescue, like, realized on time that something was going on. Like, maybe visibility was not super great, so maybe from far away he thought that was like playing around or something like that. But when he came a little bit closer, he's like, hey, no, like something is going on.
He wrote in the text that he approached him, dumped his BCD, and grabbed him by the hand and tried to help. So that's helpful. I don't know if in the tussle, because there was kind of a confusing shot where he was making contact and then you couldn't really tell what was happening, but I would assume that I'm always assuming it's a he, maybe it's a she, but that they were probably dumping the air out of the victim's BCD as well.
Yeah, I will assume that. Or maybe the victim already emptied the BCD.
Maybe or maybe not, because then as we saw in the ascent, the victim was head down, trying to kick down and still was trying to lift their inflator hose and deflate that way, which we know is not effective because this part is the high point. So you want to use your dump valve at your hip.
Yeah. With that kind of ascent, I I saw two problems. One of them is when you keep kicking down and fighting and excelling the way that he or she was excelling, all the bubbles, all the air get stuck into the equipment, to the gear, like pulling you even like faster up to the surface. But also with the speed, I assume that a lot of air remained on the VCD, at the bottom of the VCD. Mm-hmm. Because it was like pulling like fast from the bottom. And that only happened if you have air over there.
Well, or, you know, it could have been, were they all wearing thick exposure suits? They could also, yeah. It could have been just a ton of weight on a weight belt and wearing a really thick wetsuit, you know?
That's another thing, though. When you, for example, here where I'm now, that we have cold water, like 16 degrees, I don't know how much is in Fahrenheit, 378, I don't know, would be a number in between. We try to share a little bit our weight distribution. So we don't put all the eggs in one basket, like 20 pounds on the belt. Like
totally.
Clean pockets or even integrated pockets, you put a few on the pockets and a few on the belt.
Right, but how many divers do you see not doing that?
All of them? No, many.
So it's possible, but yeah, I mean, that's for sure, you know, a safety thing. Splitting up the weight is the way to go.
The position, when we teach rescue courses, and is one technique that we used to teach, is holding the leg of the diver and opening your legs. This is to control a panicking ascent, somebody that is kicking up to the surface. Okay, here is a different situation. It's just an uncontrolled ascent. So I think the position that I will choose as a victim is like flipping over and just opening my body. So the air that you are exhaling is going into the water, and then you reduce or you increase the drag in the water just to reduce the speed. You know what I mean? Like a total having a bad day. Like,
yeah. No, I get that, but I don't know that would really like slow them down that much. Like the kicking is probably what's keeping them from going super fast, you know? I don't know. And maybe not being connected to the other person if they're not really able to do much more, like maybe just swimming like diagonally and down would be a better option. I don't know.
For the situation, they did well because he has contact with another diver, so the position of kicking down just to keep like some control, and the other one holding and pulling down was the best choice.
Let's see. Anything else? What do you think about the diver letting go of the other guy?
It's a personal choice, so. And sometimes in life you need to let go. So I think it was a right choice.
Let it go.
Yeah, I mean, just a few meters, the damage is done. It's gonna fucking blows up the surface. So yeah, why not? And I may do personal choices.
Every diver for themselves, right? That's what you learn in the PADI open water course.
No, but I mean, once you are that close to the surface, you let it go. If he continue like monitoring the diver, are you okay? It's fine. And he just shoot the SMB. Maybe you can even do your safety stop if you want. If the victim is okay and you see the boat coming, or just do like a slow ascent up to the surface, just monitoring the victim.
Okay. Let's see here. A little show in Batu Belong, which is in Komodo, where we used to live. And Azul Komodo is opening, well, probably will be open by the time this video gets released. So that's exciting. Their new website will be in the description below. Gotta promote, right?
Yeah, gotta promote.
I gotta say, I do not miss this dive site.
I do. It's not that long at all. Right.
Oh, that is like right into a sponge. Looks like a super fun dive.
Right.
That is such a long line. Oh boy.
Oof.
One nice thing about seeing videos like that, when did it say that this dive trip was? 2018. So like that wasn't that long ago, but so much has changed. The nice thing about the conservation conversations that we're having with different national parks and stuff, you know, like back then it was okay to hook into whatever and have a million divers on the dive site. But now, especially Batu Belong is actually regulated so that there aren't a million divers with like just bubbles everywhere when you go diving there. You're not allowed to hook in at that dive site at all. And even what snorkelers aren't allowed to be there anymore either.
They're not allowed anymore because they used to stand up on the coral,
right,
or climb to the rock. Yeah, so they're
right,
not allowed anymore.
Yeah. So that's, you know, when we think about the world falling apart and, you know, everything on fire, there's some progress happening, I guess. It's good.
Yeah, now Komodo is more regulated. There's still dive centers and dive guides that they don't care that much. But you see, or we have seen an improvement there in the period of like 2 or 3 years.
It looked like the divers were diving in the split.
I don't think that was the split, but was not the way that you dive Batu Bolong. I think they were like heading into the back heading, trying to go around the rock or too close to the corners of the rock. And you don't go there with that current, you know? Doesn't make any sense.
For those of you that don't know what diving in the split is, oh gosh, which accidents video was that? Was that number 2?
Maybe.
Or number 1?
I think it was number 2.
1 or 2, it was one of them. I will figure out which one and link that below. But Aitor does a very good explanation of what diving in the split is. And at that particular dive site, it's a big no-no because it can be horrendously dangerous. I mean, in general, like the diver positions were terrible. People were overweighted and probably undertrained because nobody was in trim at all.
No.
And even when people do use hooks, which aren't great, but like when you do use hooks, you shouldn't use such long lines.
Yeah. No, because if by any reason you just blow away from the rock and you remain hooked in a line that is like 3 meters or 2 meters long, it's going to be impossible to climb back your way to unhook. I mean, you need to release it from the VCD or do, I don't know, but it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Well, and you feel so much more current than if you're actually like down close to the reef.
Yeah.
Right? Not touching the reef, but close to it. So you're putting more pressure on whatever the point is that the hook is hooked into, right? Because you're like taking so much more of the current. It's just that's not a good practice.
Yeah, and I don't know if they were the same group of divers, but again, they were all over the place, different levels, like some of them really shallow, the others really deep, no trim at all. Some of them, they were like kind of hiding behind the reef, and the others like fighting into the current. So everything was wrong on that dive. You dive that way.
But it's beautiful because it's Batu Belong, right?
Great.
I would love to end our little discussion with the thing that made me laugh hysterically at like 10 o'clock at night? Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
I can't with this video. I saw that for the first time. I mean, I'm crying right now. Oh my god, I'm crying right now, but like, seriously, I watched that for the first time and I couldn't stop laughing for like 5 minutes. It is so stupid.
Ay, Dios mío.
Oh my god. So I wanted to share that just because, like, I don't know. We like to be really cool as scuba divers, and there are people doing, silly things and whatever. And sure, the first guy who did it, no problem. But like, do we really need to be teaching our open water divers how to do a flip off the boat?
Of course, that's super dope. I want to teach, like I start teaching tomorrow, like right away. Even on the class, from a chair. They're going to start practicing. Sleeping on the floor.
To the floor. Oh my god. I don't know. I understand part of it because you see a video and you like want to get the Instagram shot and like share it with your friends and whatever, but like something as silly as that could actually, like, that last one, that probably hurt.
Yeah.
And honestly, when you're flipping over like that, you can lose gear, things can come out of place, you could hit your head on something, either the first stage or, if something happens, you could run into the boat, like there's just so many things that could go wrong. And it's like one of those, I don't know. It's like when people die when they're trying to take selfies with bears. It's like that was dumb. And that's where our society is right now. Oh my gosh. I hope that made your day, because it made my day last week and it just made me smile. But I hope never to see people doing that. Well, Aitor, how does it feel to be back on YouTube?
Feel good. That means that I have more time now to do things like coming back to YouTube. So yeah, there's a good sign.
Yeah. And those of you who are looking to do instructor courses and things, stay tuned, because, this guy's a course director and he's teaching people.
I'm teaching again. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah. We just finished yesterday and
yeah. Wow. That is a giant box of juice.
I'm using my Mac as a tripod to record. So things are going well, but not that great.
Oh my god. That is so good.
Living in the ghetto, as always.
So yeah, stay tuned for that. Hopefully we'll get this guy on for more videos in the future. If you have any questions about any of these accidents or other things that you've seen on the internet, shoot us a question in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all those fun things, all the things, right?
Yeah, all the things. Just drop a message. Yeah, we will answer.
Cool. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Thank you, Sarah.
Bye.
Bye.